it's gonna have to have a carburetor rebuild. I bet you're gummed up. So I got gas going into it. Let's see, that's the reserve. What is that for? That's some kind of... It's got another fuel line that's going to the... I think that's the return line. It's weird how the oil injection is, because this hose right here comes off the pump and it sprays the oil just down in the top of the throat of the carburetor. That's weird. I mean, that's really weird. That one oil line coming off of the oil pump down there, it's like a clear line. This clear line here, it comes off the top of the oil pump. Trying to get all this stuff out of the way. Comes off the top of the oil pump right here, comes up, comes around, sprays into the top of the carburetor, right down in there, and then the other one sprays on the other side of the carburetor. That is a weird oil pump, and it runs off the front of the crankshaft. So I'm gonna have to take these carburetors, keep saying these, I keep thinking these are Sea-Doos. I'm gonna have to take this carburetor off and check it out and see why it's not picking up fuel. Well, I got the jet skis off the trailer, and thanks to one of my subscribers, Papa Dunn, you can go over to his channel and check him out. He bought the last two jet skis from me just when I thought I was getting out of them. But he made this cool little jet ski dolly or work table and let me borrow it. So thanks, Papa Dunn. So y'all go over and check out his channel, subscribe. He's got a bunch of jet skis, does a lot of work on them also. So this is the one that wouldn't crank on its own, and I went ahead and pulled the carb off. It's like just a basic Mikuni carburetor. I left this little bracket up here so the gasket won't get torn, because it actually bolts to the head with two screws right here. The cool thing about these skis is the oil lines go into the top of the carburetor breather part here, and those are the two oil lines, and as it's running you can actually see the oil pumping out of these little holes. That's how you can tell if the oil is working, which this one was working, so it's oiling. So what I'm gonna do is take this carburetor apart, and it wasn't sucking the gas up. This is the vacuum side of the carburetor here, and it wasn't sucking the gas up from the tank. So I'm gonna take this off. Don't look like it's ever been into. And I think I got some extra carburetors in the stash from the Sea-Doos, which most of those carburetors are the same. It's got the typical high and low screw. I think that might be the high side, and that's the low side, I believe. So I'm thinking they're the same. The diaphragm should be the same. So this diaphragm in here could be bad, and it wasn't letting the fuel pump up over into the carb. So we'll break this down. We'll see what we find out. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and pop this cover off here, and make sure that this diaphragm is just not bad. 4 screws. Always remember when you take these covers off, the lines are always facing each other. So if you take this cover off, this is the pulse line. This is actually the vacuum line here. Make sure it's facing where the other hoses go. It should just be one big square diaphragm in here. Now the other jet ski, if you've seen the last video, if you pour some gas down the carburetor, it'll start picking it up out of the tank and it'll run. But if you shut it off, it might crank back up and then it might not. So it's probably going to need the same diaphragm, but maybe after I run it a while, it might just continue to run without having to reprime it when you cut it off. But I ordered the flush kit for it, for both of them really, that you screw into the block so you can hook a garden hose to it and you can run them. So when that gets here, I can run it a little bit more. So there's the diaphragm there. Well, that's part of it. Well, this is the diaphragm back here. I don't know what they call that. Yeah, it's got some trash in there though. It's still soft. It's not hard and crunchy. Definitely needs some cleaning going on. The diaphragm's not hard though. So it could be some trash inside of here. We'll just lay that there. I didn't know I had gas still in the carb. As I remember, I think this pulls out of there. So I think your needle and seat is on the other side. It's been a while since I messed with it. Jet ski carb, but I think that comes out. Looks like it's kind of stopped up. Well, that's actually the look like that's the venture tube that goes from here all the way over to the needle and seat. But there is some trash up in there, so it could just need to be cleaned. But this diaphragm is not hard, but it's kind of flimsy. It could be too soft and it's not letting the gas pump right. This could be worn as well. So let's take this other side apart where the needle and seat is and see what we got. Might as well break it down. Just to see what we got. I got some more carburetors, but I don't know. I think they're almost the same. They should be. I think I got one that's actually good. Just have to dig it out. The screw's tight. Let's look at this side. Yeah, look at that. That thing's got rust. Oh, that diaphragm there is definitely hard as a rock. That could be a problem too. Well, I know it's a problem. That thing is super hard. It's crunchy. Real crunchy. Oh, there's rust in there. Needle seat was a little stuck. I just unstuck it. So basically, this carburetor needs to be torn down and cleaned. Take everything apart, clean it, and like I said, I think I got some. Well, I know I got some other carburetors. It's got like a hard spot in it there. So let me dig up the other carbs and we'll compare them and see how close they are. I believe they're the same. And we might just stick another carb on it just to get it running. And clean this one up. And it can be a future carb. I don't like the way those diaphragms look, especially this one. Because it's got all that rust and it's kind of crunchy. So looked like there was some water in the carburetor too. As you can see what poured out of it. See those bubbles? Water. So I dug out two carbs. This one right here, same setup. You got your gas in, got your gas out, got your pulse. Up here, needle and seat. This is like, I think, the older style Sea-Doo carburetor, but it should have the same diaphragms. I think this one right here was like the later model one, that the bolts went straight down through the carb into the intake. This one right here bolted up like the other one. Throat wise, it's the same. Well, no it ain't. This one's a little bit tail. This one's bigger. These came off of, I think, a 587 Sea-Doo. So yeah, it's, I don't know if you see that. That's, but we still can use the diaphragms out of it. So I'm gonna take my pick, break this one down, and we'll see what it looks like. I feel like I've already been in it. That don't look too bad. This is kind of like sunk in a little bit. Where this one it's kind of real flush. So we might use that. Let's pop this off of here. Well, that diaphragm right there Don't look too bad. It's kind of dirty compared to this one. This one's got a little bit more hardness to it. This one is kind of like, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of pooped out a little bit, I guess. Swollen. So maybe we'll just stick this diaphragm on this carb. And so yeah, that's supposed to come out of there, but this one came out. Oh, this is your filter. That's what that is. So yeah, let's pull the filter out of the other one. It's probably gummed up. It's been a while since I messed with one of these. It's kind of hard going from car to motorcycle to jet ski. Oh, it's got all kind of little trash and stuff on there. Look at that. It's like almost like gel or something. Oh, it's all down in the carburetor too. So yeah, this carburetor really needs to be cleaned. See in there, it's kind of jelly looking, like silicone or something. It's all down in there. So yeah, this carburetor needs to be cleaned, needs to be soaked. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna break it all down. I mean, that's basically all it is up here you got your needle and seat, then you got your vacuum pump. And I'm just gonna break it down, throw it off in the carb cleaner, let it soak, and then we'll put it back together with these other diaphragms. Just try and make something work. So yeah, I get it broke down, get it back together, throw it back on the ski, see how she fire up. Remove the needle and seat. Spring right there. That's in there kind of good. I think we'll probably have to soak it with that in there. These screws right here are always hard to get out. You almost got to use an impact driver. You got to have a good screwdriver to get them out. Oh man, those things are tight. It's either that or heat the carburetor up a little bit. These little screws right here, they will fight you to death. Ah, there we go. The old hammer and screwdriver trick. It's one. I think I'm on only going to be able to get one off. This is real hard. Man, that's in there. Probably gonna have to soak it with that in there. I can't get that one screw out. Or I'm gonna have to get an impact driver with a small bit. So that's gonna take a minute, but I believe up under here it's just a gasket and the other ports where the gas goes up under this plate. So let me get an impact driver, try and get those screws out. So I got it out. Had to just keep smacking it with the hammer, the screwdriver with the hammer. So it's got like a little screw here. It's got like a little plastic flapper, I guess that's what you call it. There's the jets. So there's your jets right there. So yeah, this thing definitely needs to be cleaned. It's got all that white chalky stuff in there. So get this gasket out. Lay that over there. And then we need to take this jet out of here. So we got a jet there, and then there's a small one. Small screwdriver. Car limit's going on. That's gonna be too big. Maybe this small one here. And everything is just super tight in here. Oh. I have to leave that one in there. I don't have a good enough screwdriver. I don't think. Take a very small screwdriver to get this one jet out, which I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of there. Nope. So that one's probably going to have to stay in there. So I don't want to break it off. see. Wait. I spoke too soon. That's a little bitty jet. That little bitty jet. Man, you drop that on the ground, it's a wrap. So the only thing is left is aha! I didn't like to pull it out like that, but we didn't damage anything. It's got some gunkage on back of it. So now, all but the air screws, you know, I'm going to leave those in there because they're set where they need to be. So we'll get this thing soaking and we'll get it back together. So after letting the carburetor soak for about 2 days, I got it back together. I took some of the diaphragms out of this carb. They was in a whole lot better shape, I think, and we put it over in this carb. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it back on the ski, and we'll get it cranked up. Hopefully it'll run on its own power. Won't have to be spraying at it, keeping it going, and then we can move on to I got a flush kit coming for it, so for both of them rather. So when that comes, we can put some water to it and make sure that there's no crack blocks or blow head gaskets. Alright, we got the carb back on, we got our boost pack hooked up. I'm going to spray a little starting fluid at it. Hopefully it'll pick up and run on its own. So here goes nothing. Hopefully the pump is doing what it's supposed to do. Oh, it was running on its own for a minute. It's trying. I know you guys are probably shaking up there. See, can I get to somewhere else where it don't shake so bad? It's two strokes, love to shake. Trying to run, put a little choke on. It was trying to pick up. Kind of hard doing it. Well, I think that gas is in there. It's a little funky-fied too. Thought I was gonna stick wide open for a minute. I need to tighten this plug up. It might be sucking air on this cylinder right here. It's going to take some time, so I'm going to probably try and pump some of this gas out of here. It's got quite a bit of old gas in it. I think it just don't want to pick it up. Try and pump some of that out and get some fresh gas in there, and then we'll retry it. So after a week of waiting, the old style Yamaha flush kit finally showed up. And this screws into the block of the engine where you can hook your water hose to it. And we should be able to run this thing for a long time now. You can see that little screw. It's like a flathead screw right there. It's kind of hard to see. So get the light on it. The screw. Screw right here, you can kind of see it. I don't know if I can zoom in on it. There's a flathead screw you screw out of the block, and you screw that fitting right here in it, and then you can hook your water hose to it. This is the way you do these old school Yamaha engines, unless you make a flush kit, which I tried to make one, but it didn't work out. So what I'm going to do is get that screw out, we'll get this hooked up, and we'll get a water hose hooked to it. So I got the screw out. It's just a flathead screw like I was trying to show you. And here's the hose with the fitting on it, all ready to go. And there is the hole right there. So we're about to be ready to hook this all up and fire this puppy up. Here goes nothing. We got water flowing out. Gotta get a good connection. Stupid jumper cable doesn't stay on. it don't have a cracked block. Seems like it don't want to spin over good enough with the water going through it. Of course, these jumper cables ain't the greatest. Let's turn the water off and see how it does. She don't want to run now. Sticking wide open. Oh, the throttle came loose. All right. It's hard to control with the handlebars 30 feet there. You can get the handlebars down a little closer. I actually think this thing has got a crack. I think it's getting water in somewhere. With the water on, it don't want to turn over good enough. Let's see, can we get this hood down just a little bit? Because it's hard for me to operate it with the handlebars so far in the air. Seems like it's either taking in water. Might want to pull one of these spark plugs. Oh yeah, I think I see it. Oh no. That's not good. It's getting water on the spark plug. So I believe it's got a below head gasket maybe. I don't know if you can see that water on my hand. You look down in the cylinder over here. You can see water on top of the piston. So I bet you they take these plugs out, spin it over. It's probably gonna shoot a bunch of water out of there, which could be a blow water pump seal maybe. I'm not sure on these, but when there's water turned on, You don't want to turn over fast enough. Which is very, very strange. Like it's got. Whew! That was definitely water. Woo! That is water, straight up water coming out of there. So it's taking in water somewhere. That's why I don't want to run when you got the water hose hooked up. Let's see how much comes out. Oh man, that's not good. So that means hopefully it don't have a cracked block. Hopefully it just has like a seal or something bad. There's definitely water in there. Have to look that up, not too familiar. I do know when it's running I can see water moving down here, so I hope it just didn't freeze up and crack the block, but I don't see it cracking it on the outside. Let's see what she does. Look at that, man, that is just raining water. Wow. So we pretty much know this one needs some work. So I guess I'll move on to the other one and we'll hook the hose to it and we'll see what it does. Hopefully we don't have the same issues, but it definitely needs seal. Hopefully it don't have a blow head gasket. Have to be something I have to research and check out. What I might do is just pour some gas down in that hole. And I was gonna quit tonight. Whatever. Want to be able to sleep. A little gas down in there. Alright, y'all ready for jet ski number 2? It hits. It runs. Jet ski number 2 runs. Now this one I haven't did the fuel line test yet, so I don't know. They got the airbox rigged up on this one for some reason. It's like it's got a different muffler down there. It's on right now, which I'm probably gonna have to do the carburetor on it too. Just pour a little bit more in there. She wanted to run forever. Need a little ventilation in here. Jet ski number 2 runs. It's got a choke, but it's frozen. Okay, so now we're at the other ski. This was the one that ran really on its own. If you kind of poured a little gas off in it. So hopefully we get a better response with this one. It's always good to know what you got before you start thinking about dumping a boatload of money in there. Alright, let's turn the water on and see what happens. Filling up. Should start having something coming out the back. Which I don't see anything yet. Ah, there it is. Gas is on. Better response. No fire. For some reason we don't have any fire. Hopefully that ain't a bad sign. I don't see any water in there. It is firing, that's for sure. Probably gonna have to take the breather out. Let me get a screwdriver and pop the breather off. Amazingly, this one runs off the gas that's already in it. Got to be one that's good and one that ain't. Start. On the restart, might pull the choke just a hair. Well, that's 1 out of 2 that runs, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I don't know if to keep them and repair the other one, or use the other one for parts for this one, which this one seems to run. It could use a little carburetor attention, but it does run on its own once it gets past that lag spot. So what do you guys think? Should I keep them, dump money in them, like fixing the seat, clean them up, new battery, on the other one, fix the head gasket problem if that's what it is, or just sell them and let somebody else take them in as a project. I mean, I don't have much in them, and I haven't found a trailer yet, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But you guys leave a comment down there what I should do with them. Keep them, ride them, and restore them, or restore them, keep them, restore them, ride them, or sell them to someone that might want to take them and have a nice little summertime project. Spring is going to be here soon, like 60 something today, and they'll start selling. So I don't know, y'all leave a comment, and that's going to be it on both of them for right now. If I do anything else to them, I'll let y'all know. So y'all just keep y'all eyes open.